Hey there, you. Welcome back to another reading. Another video with an oracle card reading, which is spiritual information, spiritual messages, spiritual food to nourish our soul, to get us on track, to widen our mind and give us new perspectives that we can use to really broaden and break apart our day in a way where new light can flood in and flow in and carry us into the places that we really want to be living in. Our heart's desires coming true. Now, lookity, look. There's nothing to be afraid of with oracle cards if you're someone that's here. Not that you're afraid, but some people think they're devilish. Oh no, blasphemy. No, look, are pieces of paper devilish? Are words devilish? Are images devilish? No, we're living with them all around us. Look, I've got images on my shirt. Ooh, that's an American flag. Oh, look, stars, right? Oh, are these things terribly devilish? No, and that's all that oracle cards are. They're just words and images. You see words on billboards when you're driving your car. You're not like, oh no, let me run away from that. No. So if other people, if you're interested in stuff like card reading and other people are like, that's the devil's work, you can let them know, hey, what I hear you saying is we're all going to burn in hell. Ooh, no, you're not going to say that. What you're going to say perhaps is, well, let's look at it, right? Is it really? Let's take a look. Like, wait a second. Have you read a book lately? Yeah. There's words in that book. The oracle cards have words on them. Why? What? Why? What? I'm using words right now. You're using words talking to me, right? What? I mean, really, come on. All right, so this reading, here we go. What are we going to do? We're going to know something that's going to help shift our perspectives and expand it so that we can continue to bring more light into the world. The possibilities are endless when you know that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Why? Well, first of all, because you rise up above duality, that black and white fight of us versus them, of good versus evil. What? Come on now. It's one big variety of colors. Really. One white light, you can see it in the eagle's head, one white light that is expressing like a rainbow of colors on the whole land. On the whole land of possibilities. Think about this. Everything around us is really just something that has been expressed into the world through either through nature or through people or whatever. For example, like look at everything you see on the screen right here, okay? Like this little tree in the background or the card, right? Or Brian or my shirt. These things are all put into the world as part of the variety of stuff that you are interacting with. Now, there's nothing really good or bad about that. It's just a variety of the rainbow like we see in the card. So when you get up into this new space, this spiritual thinking, this spiritual bird's eye view of the world, then you're able to relax because you know there is not an enemy, a second power, trying to come up and hurt you or fight you or steal from you or whatever you. And that is the primary thing that we must get to. That's one of the whole purpose of my YouTube channel is to help people understand or recognize, not so much understand, but recognize that they are a spirit inside of a self. They are aware of their self-aware. Why? Because then we rise up into this spiritual space, this non-material part of our makeup. You call it your consciousness. You can recognize it as that inner observer. And look around, you're doing this all day long. I'm like, oh my God, I'm living inside Brian's life. When we separate ourself from our spirit, the bird from the ground, then we're able to get a better view on life without getting sucked into it, emotionally sucked into it. Look, we're not turning red, we're not turning purple, we're not turning green. We're up here with our white, clear head. And that's going to help us to be able to see the possibilities in our relationships, in all of these strands, our relationships, our work, our hopes and dreams, our life purpose, what to say and do this week, what to do this morning. All of these little slivers of land are our personal life that we are having. And if we can rise above it by knowing we are a spirit, then it's going to be so much easier. Then we can like imagine what we want to do over here in our relationship, or imagine what we want to do over here in our day, or over here in our work. We can be detached from it. above it, rise above, come out of the world. Jesus said it. He's like, yo, Father, I don't want you to so much like take them out from being mortals in the world. No, I want them to be able to be where we are though, up here in the sky, where it's free from the world. My kingdom is of heaven. It's of a place where you, ground, can't go. The ground can't fly up and be the bird, but the bird can go down here and walk around on it, and it can go back up in the land of safety, in the land of nowhere, in the land of imagination, in the land of spiritual space. You're more than just a body. You're more than just your money. You're more than the car you drive or the job you do. Whoa, yeah, we're all an immaculate spiritual thing called God, Source, Universe, living inside of a limited self called Brian or you or him or a bird or the land or whatever. We are all embodying God in the world, and we're bringing more light and new possibilities to pass. So, yeah, good. Now, this means once we know that there's only one power expressing itself in a variety of ways, we can really let go and loosen up. And that loose up is what's going to really make our wings flap up. It's what's going to allow us to fly up above easy and effortlessly when people in situations are rubbing us the wrong way. Someone's like, Brian, you look like a loser because you don't have any hair on your head. So what's going to happen? Now, if I'm spiritually asleep and I'm still over-identified with Brian, I'm going to feel a hit to my self-esteem, my ego. I'm going to be like, I am a loser, damn. I'm going to remember that when I was like 27 and I started notice that I was losing my hair, I'm going to remember those feelings of like inadequacy and how I walked around comparing myself to everyone and said, wow, that guy's got a full head of hair. I'm such a loser. I don't have one. Well, I wore a baseball cap all the time to hide it. I'm going to remember all that when that person says, Brian, you're a loser. You don't have any hair. But because I have woken up spiritually and gotten up and out of that land, out of myself, and know that I am a God source universe having a human experience, I don't give a crap if I have any hair genuinely. I'm like, sure, I'd love to have a full head of hair. That'd be fun. But you know what? I'm glad you do. Wow, you look dashing. Whoa, way to go. And it's okay for me to feel like I am free from the insults or the self-esteem validation that I needed from others in order to feel good about myself. This is the number one reason to wake up spiritually, so you can have freedom from the world of the self, the limited world of the self where we're never good enough. I don't have enough. That person's got more than me. All that garbage, we're not going to define ourselves on that anymore. We're going to define ourselves as the Immaculate Spirit, the Christ living inside of a person. Not to be all Bible-y on you, but it's the observer living inside the self, or the Atman in Buddhism living inside of the person. It's so obvious you're a consciousness. It's so clear you're rising above. If you accept it, you will have so much more that you can see and do. And a lot less of the stuff that people say or don't say to you will affect you. They won't. So the guy says to me, Brian, you're a loser because you lost your hair. And I laugh and I'm like, I know, right? It looks like I should just really be like cast out of this whole world. I'll probably never get a date again, huh? I can mirror back to him what he's saying to me. I can say, oh, you look at me and you're telling me that like you value people who have hair as people who are winners. He's just telling me his point of view about the world around him. It's got nothing to do with me. That dude's probably concerned that he might lose his hair. Whatever, it's not a big deal. I'll tell him like, dude, you're not gonna lose your hair. That's a good response. Brian, you're a loser because you don't have any hair. I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry that you're concerned about losing your hair. It's not gonna happen to you just because you're seeing someone in your reality who doesn't have any. Now, even if you did lose it, I gotta tell you, friend, it's actually very freeing when you know you are a spiritual being who doesn't have even arms, legs, or hair. It's so immaculate. All right, so you can always handle the world's insults if you know you are that spiritual being, because you're going to be rising up above them. And then you won't have to repay them with anger or punches, right? You won't have to retaliate. You can let them know though, like, yo, dude, when you call me a loser, I feel like I don't want to be around you. And that sucks because you're such a unique variety of God in the world and I want to get to know you better. But here you are like calling me names. It's kind of boring. It's like, damn, like who treated you so poorly that you'd want to call me so many names, right? So that's what we want to do, is we want to work with these other people, right? We want to work with them on their little paintings. What's that mean? That means that everybody is this purple plum, crown chakra, God-like spirit inside of a personal self. And they all have their own galleries of paintings. This is all of your past experiences or your present and future ones, your hopes and dreams. You're painting pictures of it in your mind. You're imagining and feeling what you want to see. You're sharing about it with words and imagery. You're painting a picture that you would call me. And that's what we're going to experience in the world. But outside of the world, we are like that eagle or that hawk, whatever you want to call it. Here we are, communing with each other. You want to find other people like myself who are spiritually awake, who can be in spiritual communion with you. I offer that as a service. Why wouldn't I? Spiritual fellowship, more like spiritual counseling, to help people recognize their identity as a spirit, because it's hard to see, because it's invisible. But with repetition, like my YouTube channel about being a consciousness, recognizing your awareness as your spirit, then you can more and more recognize and adopt it as your true identity. You'll feel like you really are outside of the world of the things that you are painting or doing, outside of your job, outside of your relationships, outside of your finances, outside of everything that's happening in the physical world, outside of your past, all that. And instead you are this clean, beautiful, purple wisdom machine, this observer of yourself. And you can consult with other people like me who want to help you paint the pictures that you prefer. Like if you worked with me, I wouldn't be like, you should paint picture A, B, and C, or paint it just the way I do. No, I would help you understand what the paint is, help you recognize who you are as a master painter, right? And help you by talking with you about what your hopes and dreams are, to help you realize that all the possibilities that are available to you, to unlimited paintings that you can make. And look at that, the world that you are painting. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. Now, the next card that I pull is just going to be something to sort of wrap up this reading, you know? And this reading is what it is. It's just information. It's concepts. It's information being presented to you in the moment. It's you saying, you know what, I'm going to go watch that video. I'm going to go hear that message because there's going to be something there for me that will be helpful to me. As we contemplate and feel things, our lives change. Surrender that stress. Just let it all go. There's not another power that's gonna know what's right for you. It's all within. Just let go and know that you are that spiritual being. Bow up to the light. Go into the sky. Be the eagle of flight. Be that divine feminine and divine masculine combined as you arch your way up into the immaculate zone of anything is possible. As you paint down here on earth your little paintings of masterpieces that only you can bring into the world. Look, you know that no one else has been through exactly what you've been through. So no one else has the exact combination of brushstrokes or words, of ideas or perspectives that they can act on into the world. So envision it like a bird's eye. Spot it with your eye up here. Bend up your emotional wing towards the light. Trust that there's just one power. You don't have to stress out. You don't have to force things. Just be yourself and make your paintings and know that you are adding to the unique gallery of the human race. God's source universe is making new things through you with every word you speak, with every action you take, with every breath that's moving you and animating you. Whoa, thank you so much for being a part of this channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, it's much easier if you just create a little YouTube account. If that's something you haven't done yet, today is a day you can do that and it'll be a renewing experience for you. When we do new things, God is like, yo, there's a new opening over there. That guy Brian's doing something new. Let's flood some more light and power into that zone where we haven't been yet. God's source universe is doing new things and sending more power into your life when you are willing to renew your mind and to do something different. Do it, do that new thing. Let it go. It's okay to be yourself. There's no one else that will ever be able to know whether you're really right or wrong, because the whole thing is an abstract painting, a beautiful, spontaneous, creative song of life called you. Oh yeah, so goody good. Subscribe to this channel. Make a YouTube account if you haven't yet. And like this video, share the video, invite other people to watch this channel. Be like, you know what? I saw this dude, Brian. He's crazy. Not. He's exciting. Am I? Some people have said that. He's got some things that have helped me to see life a little differently. And he's helped me to see that we all have that valuable perspective shifts that we can share with the world. We all have views and ideas that help really blossom each other and support each other in beautiful ways. So share this channel with them. I don't know, take a video of mine, watch it, see what you got out of it, and then post it on your Facebook page and put a little comment like, when I watched this video, it reminded me of A, B, and C. What do you guys think? Now, why do that? Well, because you'll help spread something that you think is valuable. If you do that, it's only going to magnify it in your own personal life. What we talk about, what we share, what we act on expands in our own personal world. Oh, so good. And yes, it's true. You would be helping this channel to reach more people. You'd be raising it up higher so that more can see it. Anyhow, you don't have to do that. I love that you're just here. And even if you never subscribe or if you never watch another video, I'm glad that you saw this one. I'm glad to know that you are another person in the world who is also a spiritual being working on their own beautiful individual lives that I get to imagine and feel is a wonderful influence on mine. Hey there, you. Welcome back to another video. This is a spiritual card reading video, and the reading is for you because you're here right now. Where else would you be if you're not here in the present moment? Well, you could be 100,000 other places, but you chose to be here right now. And that means that there's something here for you. Yeah, because you're somebody that embraces their reality in a way that allows them to receive something good, something new, something worthwhile. Let's take a peek at the reading. The first card that comes up is the Trickery card. Oh no, the Trickery card. Now look, we're not even going to fall into the prey of looking at the word. We don't care what this word says. In fact, I'd like to just tear the card and take that word right off of it. But I'll just cover it with my finger and it'll do the same thing. Ooh, and what are we learning there with the reading? That we don't have to destroy something to get rid of it, or to temporarily put it on hold, right? Sometimes we have to do that in life, don't we? We have to walk away from something and we have to go do a different thing, right? We have to go get a different acorn and put it in our little basket. We don't want to just do the same thing over and over again because then we get bored with it or then we get tired of it or then we're like sick of it and we want to destroy it and we want to be a bam, bam, bam. Don't do that. Don't do that. The trick really is to have moderation, have variety of activities in your life. Oh, I know this guy needs some because I'm spending all my days reading cards to you. What? Not really, but I do love reading those cards. It is my main thing, just like the dragon is holding the biggie big acorn in its tail. And it's really what I'm centered on. Me reading oracle cards. What are you centered on? What is your heart's desire that you are fluttering around with as that green heart chakra dragon, that spiritual part of you, the center of you? What are you working on that you truly passionately love? Is it something going on with your relationship? Are you in a relationship and you love that relationship and that relationship is the center of your life? Or do you have a certain type of vocation, a job that you do that you've just went to school for, worked hard for, been trained for, always loved wanting to do it, and now you're doing it? What's your big acorn? Or are you maybe in a role right now of like not sure and you're looking up to see what your heart has in it, what your spiritual heart or your dragon has in it that would represent the big acorn? Are you still looking for your life purpose? There's nothing wrong with that. It's good. In fact, if you try a lot of different things, just like the squirrel is showing us here, then you can figure out exactly what your big acorn is. A lot of times it's a combination of the things we've done in the past. Look at me, for example. When I was growing up, I had a family member, my sister, she would always play with me and do artwork. Yes, artwork. And so I fell in love with art and creativity. Ooh, that's a good thing. Then as I got a little older, I went to school and I was doing a lot of artwork. It was my favorite class. I got a little art award. All of that helped water the seeds. All those little acorns I collected helped water the seeds of wanting to be an artist. So I went back to school in my 30s. What? Because people told me, oh, you can't be an artist, Brian. You won't make any money at it. It's not the right thing to do. Don't do it. So I didn't. I listened to others and I kind of like cast aside my little dream, my little passions, my little goal that I was inspired from within to do. But I went ahead and made ends meet the best I could in the world as somebody who was not an artist. I ended up going and getting into sales, and sales was a good thing for me because it taught me how to speak, it taught me how to recognize and ask questions and find out what people are looking for and fill those benefit needs for them. That got raveled together with my artwork, and eventually I would end up with a small business, with sales, with artwork, and what happened at the end of the day? I would learn to appreciate communication, filling needs, reading cards for people like you, so that I could be someone who loves what he's doing out in the world. I got my big passion, acorn, growing all the time. So, it's all good if you're just looking for your passion, but look back in your past. Look in the basket. That's the trick. Look back in the basket of the things you loved doing as you were growing up, as you were going along. What were those hopes and dreams, and how have you been cultivating them, watering those seeds of them, and using them in your day-to-day life up to this time? Together, you can put them together to make one big acorn, and that might just be what you truly sense is your life purpose. Yeah, it's easy when you look at what you're good at. It's easy when you look at what you love doing, what's effortless, what's flowing, what makes you feel vibrating high, what makes you feel like, what? I could die now because I got that job that I really love, which is just being true to my heart, my dragon, my heart chakra center, my mission in life. That's the big acorn. So we're going to pull one more card, and it doesn't matter where you're at in that process. I know when I was going back to school, just being involved in the moment, living in the present and taking actions on it was glorious, beautiful. It was renewing. It was high energy. It made me feel like my life was moving along somewhere, going up, and out of those clouds, out of the earth place, out of what anybody else thought about me. And I was bridging together new realities that would also bridge together the art and my sales career into something beautiful in the card reading business. So, you can act on whatever your passions are, and you're going to find growth, renewal. Every turn is going to be just an opportunity to do what? To have that limitlessness that you can explore that only you were made for, because all of the information that's in you, all of the experiences of the past, all of your emotional loves, all of your little thises and that's are all combining to create those angel wings of a unique creation of the light expressed in the world through a you. And that's why each one of us is super valuable when we are true and honest with what we want to do, what we love doing, and then we take actions on those things. Oh yeah, world, watch out for you, because you are somebody that is bringing something no one else can bring in the way that you bring it. This is the last card for this reading, and there it is. You alone are the one who can take that little portion of the light and you can bring it into a new terrain on your journey as that soul lone wolf, that one little wise staff wielding wizard and wizardess that is going ahead and making the light become real in the world for all of us. You're not alone in your aloneness. We're all there with you doing our own things too. Come and join the season of life called Rising and Flying Off on the white, bright light of creation. Planetary shifts are coming for you, friend, and that means new stuff, bigger alignment of your life purpose. A whole lot of wonderful, magical things are flying around and calling you to be your authentic self again in a bigger way than you ever have before. Take care, like this video, share the channel, be a part of my spiritual friendship team. What does that even mean? It means that anybody who's watching this is all part of our little collective of people who are living on light in their own individual lives in different ways. Yeah, leave me some comments, say hello to some of the people that you see here on the comments. Take care, I'll see you soon, goodbye.